You are about to watch a Frontline Fatalities shoutcast, brought to you by the Frontline Network.
Sups to H fans, and welcome to episode 23 of Frontline Fatalities Season 3, brought to you by the Frontline Network, presented by me, FatalSaint, and my good friend Tommy. What's up, Tommy?
What's up, Fatal? It's been a little while since I've been here for a Company of Heroes 2 cast. Just to fill you in, we did do a Company of Heroes 1 cast recently. Unfortunately, I was ill for quite a long time, so I was away from the Company of Heroes 2 cast. So there have been a slew of interesting guest casters who've been coming on. I won't reveal the names of who because they haven't all been released yet. But you should hopefully see those over the next few days, or you will have seen these last week, in fact, by the time that this is released. But today we're going to be looking at a game featuring the old versus the new. It's old school versus new school, and the old school is represented by our good friend DevM. He is going to be playing the Germans.
Yep.
Who do we have playing?
WMD representing DevM, taking on Company of Heroes 2. This is a game from the recent tournament, and this is the tiebreaker game. It's 1-1 between him and VindicareX, which will be playing the Soviets on Kolodny Firma. We're at the 5-second mark. Ready to go?
I'm ready. I was
Pause.
born ready.
Born ready. I'm pausing. 3, 2, 1. I'm pause. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So DevM putting up his tier 1. So, and we have the Soviet commandeers just moving out of the base. It's going to be interesting to see DevM taking on Company of Heroes 2. He's been practicing quite a bit lately, prior to this tournament. Just to get up to snuff, get up to speed with stuff in Company of Heroes 2. What do I do? What do I build? How do I kill my opponent?
As I understand it, TFN's last exposure to DevM, we've never casted him, but I believe you actually played him, didn't you, Fatal?
I did play him in the alpha, actually.
And who was the winner of that game?
I won. I actually beat DevM.
Beat DevM.
Yes, in the Company of Heroes 2 alpha, which was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago. It was a long time ago.
And then I actually went on and played against DevM again. He wanted to, just get someone friendly to explain, a few bits and pieces of the game, popular meta game strategies and build orders and whatnot. So I actually played a few games with him 2 months ago, maybe, somewhere in like August, maybe, I think. Something like that. August, September or so. We played like 2-3 games on Kolodny Firma and 2-3 games on Longer Sky. It was just after Longer Sky was released, and he wanted to go try it out in Company of Heroes 2 to see if there was any likeliness with the the VCO map.
And how do those games go?
First game he was just like feeling out the game a little bit, since he didn't really play it between like the closed beta. I think he played the alpha, he played a little bit of closed beta, and then he didn't really play the open beta or the retail until those games that he played against me. So the first game he was just feeling it out, and I kind of rolled him a little bit because I was just like, okay, maybe I should have like let up, maybe, because he was like asking me questions and stuff, and I was just like, yeah, poon you, DevM,
Crush him.
I'll kill you. And then we had one game actually on this very map on Kolodny Firma, the spring version, which was very even. It was, I think it was above an hour long or something like that, and it was a real sluggish match. It was awesomely fun to play against DevM. He's a really skilled player. So it only took him like, half a dozen games, 5-6 games or something, and he was in it again.
Well, I guess, what they say, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but as long as the new tricks aren't too different from the old tricks, you probably can.
Apparently so.
I mean, I'm interested to see what he does, because I know that he isn't madly keen on COH2 as it is at the moment. So it was kind of hard for him to get up, the motivation to do a lot of practice. So I'm interested to see what kind of strategies he goes for metagame-wise, because obviously, the micro is basically the same, from Company of Heroes 1 to Company of Heroes 2. A few small changes here and there, some things don't quite work as they used to, but by and large, the micro is the same. But it's the macro that's really going to be the telltale thing, really, as far as his practice has gone. And I see he's actually decided to open with 4 Grenadiers. No MGs, 4 Grenadiers.
Yeah, Grenadier opening and Grenadier build orders right now very, very popular for German players. Most people maybe now and then, you know, get one MG, but mainly it will be a load of Grenadiers basically, because they're just so versatile. You can give them the LMG, you know, they have the FAUs to get rid of light vehicles or at least stall them for as long as possible and stuff like that. So they're very good all-round unit and very powerful 1.5 armor class compared to the conscripts which have 1.0 armor class. Obviously it's 6 men against 4 men, so technically, you know, if you add up the numbers, they have basically the same staying power, the same survivability, but it's still different, obviously. We did have a 3 conscript Molotov opening from VindicareX, something which is also fairly popular, you know, going 3 or 4 conscripts. And I tend to see more 3 conscript openings now than before. Usually before, what you saw were 4 conscripts, basically all the time. But now, they start to add in, you know, 3 conscript tier 1 or tier 2, for example, you know, get that Maxim or maybe get a sniper. You know, they've put the number from 4 down to 3 to being the very common build order now. At least that's what it feels like.
Well, so far it seems to be, well, roughly even. Both players sort of secured about half the map, and it seems like they've been very preoccupied with fighting rather than capping. It's been a lot of action here in the center, especially around that middle church zone. But it does look like VindicareX is getting pushed back just a little bit, and actually he's lost his cutoff now.
Yeah, cutoff taken by these Gwents. They're very, very damaged though, and he will start losing men on those Grenadier squads very, very soon, I think. And he's got to be aware of the Molotovs especially, because not only you know the burning does a little bit of damage, there's still the critical chance of just spontaneously combusting Grenadiers or infantrymen in the flame weaponry of Company of Heroes 2. But we do have the tier 1 upbuilding in Vindicare's base, so we will surely be seeing something coming out from there. Maybe an M3, maybe a sniper, who knows. I'm guessing, seeing all of these Grens, he will be going for a sniper next.
Well, it looks like DevM, he's going to be well ahead of the game here because he is getting himself a half-track, and most interestingly, he got himself a minesweeper. And actually, there have been some mines laid here by the Soviet player. I'm looking at one down here by the bottom VP, and those sweepers, yeah, they should be able to make their money back, actually.
Yeah, as long as they go find it. The conscripts are oaring down here to stop them from capping that southern munitions point. The cutoff was reclaimed by VindicareX, and we do have a sniper cooking it about halfway done, but this half-track is already on the field. So Vindicare now needs to, you know, put out a few more mines, maybe get 18 nades, something to stall this half-track right now, because it is fairly uncounterable right now. Without the flamethrower upgrade, the MGs on the half-track doesn't really deal that much damage. Deals a little bit of suppression, deals a little bit of HP damage as well. But, you know, when you put the flamethrower upgrade on it, that's when it really shines.
And it looks like he is bloating to get that Flammenwerfer, because besides that sweeper, he's not spent any munitions yet. And in just a few seconds, he'll be able to start, he'll be able to afford that flamethrower upgrade if he so wishes.
Yeah, so we have one of the new Soviet commanders chosen for VindicareX, and we do have this light AT gun. I don't know if you played the campaign at all, Tommy, but there's this 45mm AT gun, which is basically good against light vehicles like the scout car and the half-track from the German arsenal.
Okay. So this will be interesting to see this in action. And it looks like you were right in your predictions. We do have a Soviet sniper out.
Yeah, seeing all of these Grenadiers, you know, he can fight Grens versus conscripts, but he will always take casualties. It's one of those, you know, infantry engagements where you deal damage and you receive damage. You know, compared to the sniper, which is basically you just dish out casualties every shot taken on the enemy squads, and you take no damage whatsoever manpower-wise. So it's an extremely good tool, both in VCO and Company of Heroes to win that manpower war.
Yeah, the sniper doing a good job, just staying in the back, staying well away from danger. Good microing of that AT gun as well to keep that away from danger. We see it for our first Vet 2 conscript here, focus firing down those P-Grins at close range. Those P-Grins actually had a very rough time of it. They didn't manage to kill a whole lot, and they took a real beating.
Quite a lot of infantry from VindicareX you know, focus fire down the Panzer Grenadiers when they're close to you, so you get rid of them fast, because they do deal a lot of damage up close, so you want to get rid of them as fast as possible. So he did a nice job focus firing down those Panzer Grenadiers from DevM, forcing them to retreat. At the same time, we did have a combat engineer squad from VindicareX up here in the north, actually nicking the fuel away from DevM. So VindicareX is trying its best to stall out as long as possible, you know, trying to deny that quick tech to tier 3 from DevM right now, which is very, very common from German players. And I'm expecting DevM to do the same thing, to go for tier 3. But you never know, maybe he's got something up his sleeve. Maybe he feels like, you know, tier 4 is the way to go, or maybe an expanded tier 2, maybe even. I'm not sure. It's very interesting to see DevM play right now.
He's at the point where he could start teching, or he could, you know, or he could build another unit. So it'll be interesting to see what he does. There was a nice little bundle thrown in the middle. It did force a retreat, but didn't do a whole lot besides.
Nice attempt on killing the Flammenwerfer also after getting 18-aided by a conscript squad. That light 45mm anti-tank gun was trying to take it out, but it is backing away into safety. And it's going to be repaired up by these Sweeper Pios now. Sweeper Pios? I basically never see Sweeper Pios.
you do just never see Sweeper Pios.
No, never.
But it makes sense, because if you do see mines, they will be Soviet mines. They will be the occasional Soviet mine.
Yeah, and the Soviet mines were good. 35 munitions, and they detonate on everything.
They are good.
It's
they're
an
the closest thing you can get to the old Vico mines.
Yeah, all-purpose mine, basically.
Missing so sorely Relic.
Yeah, I really miss the mine dynamic.
Yeah, it's a shame they decided that it wasn't worth having. But we have a very interesting choice of unit here from DevM. It's not an extended tier 2. It's not a tech to tier 3. It is in fact a sniper.
Oh, German sniper.
German sniper, yeah. So maybe he's going to try the ballsy move and try and counter snipe the Soviet two-man sniper with his own German sniper. I mean, it's been done. It's just very difficult and requires a fairly hefty chunk of luck.
Gotta stay in that cover. Wow,
ooh,
Panzer Grenadier. That was a critical if I ever saw one. This sniper now, though, is kind of caught, and he's being focus fired down by these Grenadiers. He just needs a few lucky hits. That spotter gets killed on retreat, but he actually survives. Molotov goes in on the Grenadiers, and they are trying to relocate away from the flaming Molotov on the ground. This Vet 2 conscript really putting up a fight, but he's forced to retreat. So here comes the Flammenwerfer from DevM on the left-hand side, trying to stop these now Vet 2 conscripts as well. 3 Vet 2 conscript squads from Vindicare already at the 11-minute mark. They've been battling it out from the get-go. Quite a lot of engagement against the German infantry.
They've been doing a really good job with that. But they could be in a pretty dicey position here. They're very low health with a flamethrower on their rear.
The 45 is set up though.
Oh, and there's a mine right there. There's a mine right there.
Oh,
but he kills the conscript squad.
But he's most likely going to be paying for that with his life now. There goes the Flammenwerfer. But killing, I'm not exactly sure if it was close to Vet 2 itself, because as most people know, when vehicles especially hit Vet 2, they get that the extra survivability, the extra durability, and you know, it's a really powerhouse unit when you get Vet 2 Flammenwerfers or Vet 2 P4s, for example, with those side skirts. But he still killed a Vet 2 conscript squad with it, so even if he was close to Vet 2 or not, you know, it was a fair trade. No player really came out on top there. Yeah.
It would have been a real bummer for DevM had he not killed that squad, and he was kind of lucky to kill it, really. He sort of killed it going out of control. So, but yeah, I mean, DevM, his army has been sort of stripped down. He's lost his P-Gren, he's lost his, he's lost everything from tier 2. So he's now down to just 3 of his original 4 Grens, his 1 original Pioneer, and his Sniper, which so far has just fired 2 shots. And the Soviet Sniper already is on hold fire now, and he is actually, it looks like he's moving in for a possible counter snipe.
Not sure what he's fishing for. He knows that the German sniper is there taking pot shots on the conscripts in the building. That was a huge rifle. It just took out basically the whole building.
It did just like knock out like two supporting walls.
Yeah, half the roof as well is gone. So these conscripts that were stalling in the house just trying to defend this middle VP are forced off by the combined arms of DevM, the Grenadiers with an LMG and the sniper as well. But yeah, a Soviet sniper was definitely fishing for this counter snipe, I think, because it was taking quite a few shots on the conscripts in the building.
He might have an opportunity for it this time.
Ooh, maybe again.
No, he's firing.
Oh, they're firing. They just like got these meat shields in front of them. So here's the first vehicle out for VindicareX right now. He went tier 1, tier 3. A bit of an odd combination. Generally you see tier 2, tier 3 or tier 1, tier 4. But, you know, tier 1, tier 3 could totally work as well. Let's see if VindicareX can make something happen with this T-34 right now. Because he's got a somewhat of a window, I guess.
Not really. P4 is here. P4 has just arrived.
Nice timing from DevM right there.
Yeah. Fortunate timing.
Just in the nick of time. He might get a Faust off with his Gren here on this T-34. This might be enough. There are combat engineers in the center, so he could get his engine back before this P4 reaches the T-34. It's very close though, and DevM seems to be charging it right in there. He knows that T-34 is damaged and won't be able to take out the P4 empty-handed or single-handedly. There is that 45mm AT gun. It is forced back due to the LMG Grenadiers, but this P4 is going for it.
Yeah, he knew that the only AT gun there was that tiny little AT gun, and it wasn't even pointing the right direction. So it's a nice little window here, and this P4 should be able to emerge victorious. Yes,
there we
it
go.
does.
It did take a lot of damage from both the 45 and the T-34 on the frontal armor. No bounces, I think.
And he's going to take an 18 to the rear, but fortunately it didn't. Oh, no! Down he
45,
goes.
yeah, 45 took it out. It gets Vet 2. Incendiary Barrage was used on the middle VP at the sniper and the Grens, but this Gren squad will surely decrew this guy. Yeah, okay, so the 45mm from VindicareX is decrewed, but it does take out that P4, which leaves both players without vehicles again.
Yeah, it's back to an infantry game. And
Infantry
DevM,
wars.
he's doing something interesting now. He's getting himself a second sniper.
Well, that could help the counter snipe, definitely. You get one shot from each sniper will kill the Soviet sniper team.
You just got to position yourself correctly.
Yeah, I think that's going to be hard, actually.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a tough bit. Although, of course, German snipers do have a longer range than their Soviet counterparts.
Yeah, and their stealth is better, too.
Yeah, and their stealth is better, so they do have those two things on their side.
So here we go, German sniper opens up, the other one is back in his base, and he is going on to the battlefield as well. Grens get veterancy in the center fighting these Vet 2 conscripts. There's the 2 Vet 2 conscript that remains. VindicareX did replace the lost one that the Flammenwerfer killed, so he's still at 3 conscripts. So I'm guessing that's the magic number for Vindicare playing Soviets. He wants those 3 conscripts.
Russian sniper routed off the field by nothing less than a pioneer sweeper. And now we have this double sniper team, just pop, pop. Ow.
Yeah, getting in the building is a good idea against the snipers in Company of Heroes 2 with 50% chance of them missing. But with rifle nades and grenadiers and everything around there,
Yeah,
and they were completely
I
isolated.
wouldn't stay there too long.
No, completely isolated, no backup whatsoever. There is a new T-34 cooking in Vindicare's base, so that will be hitting the
check
field
this out.
shortly.
There's a telemine going down from DevM.
Ooh, I like tellers.
He's sinking a bunch of munitions into that, so he's going to hope that it pays off. But hopefully he can lay it without any of the Russian units seeing him. And if a T-34 hits that, I mean, what's going to happen to a T-34 that hits a telemine?
Destroyed engine, mainly.
Destroyed engine.
Basically, 75% health gone, just shaved off in one explosion, and it's neutered.
That is very, very potent then.
It's very good against T-34s. It outright kills, or can at least outright kill a T-70 without problems.
Time to see what he does with it. Well, T-34, it's not going straight down the middle. He's going to probably try and lure it into that telemine. Maybe he'll do something fancy with his snipers. I know people used to do that in Vico. You'd like flash your sniper uncloak just for a second.
That was like the...
your opponent would think like, did he do that deliberately? Was that a mistake? Or, fuck it, I'm going to follow him anyway. And then there'd always be a mind there, just waiting.
It's like the most obvious bait ever, but people
most
still fell
can't
for it.
resist. You just can't resist
It's
it. when you
sniper
see
rage,
this-
sniper tunnel vision. I gotta kill a
especially-
sniper.
Especially when that sniper's got like 30, 40 kills, you're just like, oh fuck me, there's a sniper right there. I gotta go for it. I just gotta go for it. I can't pass up an opportunity like this.
Yeah. Well, usually it's like extremely obvious, but you just still have to gamble. Maybe this time it was a mistake. Maybe. There's a possibility. There's always a possibility. Nice rifle nade on the conscripts. Does a load of health damage, but not really any casualties. And this T-34 is trying to get the Vet-2 LMG equipped grenadiers away from the building. And Molotov went in the church as well, and it's taking a beating. The house health itself. There's that teller. Destroyed engine.
Oh dear.
Oh, and I see on the minimap right now, P4 hits the field just as that T-34 gets its engine destroyed. So this T-34, without engineers in the vicinity, they're back at the Soviet base being reinforced. He's got nothing to repair this with. He's got the road bonus, but here's this P4. Even now, it's going to get 18-aided most likely. This T-34 is, yeah, one
And that
One
AT
shell
gun
takes
does
down.
nothing to the frontal armor of the P4.
It can still penetrate now and then. The 45mm AT gun is... It's basically like a soft counter more than, you know, the proper sys gun that can really deal a lot of damage to vehicles like P4s and Oswins and stuff like that. The 45mm can, you know, it can plink away on the armor and deal a little bit of health damage now and then. You get a couple of them though. He has 2 on the field right now. I think 2 of them, you know, damage the engine of the P4 so it can't get past it or get away from them. They could probably take it out. Eventually.
Yeah, eventually. Yeah.
Yeah. It'll take a little while.
Gotta get it to hit a mine first, or chuck an 18 aid.
Yeah, slow it down so you buy yourself some more time. So one of the 45mm are going back to its base to being reinforced. It took a few casualties to the Grens and the snipers. And these 2 German snipers still at large, still running around. Where's that Soviet sniper going? He's at a hold fire. I think he's going for some cover to try and fish for a counter sniper. So this is the 3rd T-34 from Vindicare right now. They haven't really been long-lived.
They haven't. They haven't had a very long lifespan. They've gone the way of the fruit fly so far.
So the P4 is there being repaired. Here comes the Vet-3 conscript squad. Gonna chuck an 18-aid on it. The incinerator barrage goes down as well, and the pilots are forced to retreat. They don't finish the job. Here comes the T-34. He's gonna go for it here against this P4, but the P4 has a bit of an edge compared to the T-34.
Oh yeah, I'd call that an edge.
Ooh, yeah, but
Look at
there's that
damage.
45.
It's gonna be close. It's gonna be close.
Oh, there he goes.
Nicely
Long
done
range.
by the P4, but he only just about escaped with his life.
Yeah, look at the 45mm
does
now
escape.
against this P4 here. He's going for it. He's sending both of them. One of them Vet-2, one unvetted as well. There's a German sniper trying to
This is not
decrew
looking
them.
good. That German sniper's gonna get chased down. Could get killed. It does get killed. German sniper goes down. This P4 is surely gonna go down.
Yeah, destroyed engine. It's just sitting there.
That was unfortunate that DevM just didn't quite have the field presence to get rid of them. And now suddenly his army is back to being incredibly two-dimensional. He's just got 4 Grens and 1 Pio. That's it.
Oh. Yeah, so he is definitely taking casualties, more casualties than Vindicare. He did lose that the newly produced conscript squad that he bought to replace the one that he lost to the Flammenwerfer. That's dead. He's got the 2 45mm, and he added on another Soviet sniper now, which is, in my opinion, a pretty good idea now when both of the German snipers are down.
Yeah, indeed. And when there's nothing but grenadiers to shoot at.
Yeah, and he needs something to fight off these LMG-equipped Grens now when they're starting to hit Vet-3 all over the place.
DevM, however, is not deterred from getting P4s, because honestly, you know, he's lost a lot of P4s, but they've also been very cost-efficient for him.
They've killed all the T-34s.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And often, you know, a few more units besides that. They made the money back. And now we finally have a choice of doctrine here from DevM. He's gone for the, I'm not sure what doctrine this is, Tigers and field officers and strafing run and the
Assault
Opel Blitz
support.
truck.
Yeah, assault support. The level 45 one or whatever it is. Level 40, I can't remember.
The old OP doctrine.
Yeah, which is no longer OP. The truck
Yeah.
is a bit more expensive. The strafe, the loitering of the planes don't work the same way, and it's just different now. They're still okay.
I expect he'll probably be waiting now to, or no, actually, he won't be able to wait to get a Tiger because he has nowhere near enough fuel. Oh, look at this Vet-2 Soviet sniper goes down.
Wow, that was a crit if I ever saw one.
That was a hell of a crit.
Oh, he was
That
flanked
Kanye
as well, so I'm not sure
fired
who
out
actually
nowhere.
killed him.
No, it was one of the Grens. It was that Vet-1 Gren who got it.
So here comes this newly produced P4. He's just going straight in. But there's Vet-3 conscripts using Ura, gets the 18 nades off, and these 45s, if they get enough time, they will take this P4 out. Gonna be a rifle nade use, kills 3 crew members. That was pretty sweet. Oh, but the conscript, the Gren goes down. These Vet-3 conscripts are doing a lot of damage, and these 45mm are trying to take out the P4 before the P4 takes them out. Bounces on the frontal armor, gets one penetrating hit, and an 18 nade polishes it off the P4. I think the conscripts got the kill there.
Yeah, I believe they did.
Yeah,
you
one
know,
vehicle
I don't
destroyed.
think that was a very good attack there for DevM. He lost a lot and didn't really kill a whole lot. He decrewed one AT gun, which will it's just going to get recrewed straight away. He didn't even destroy it, and he lost a lot of men.
Yeah, and especially now with the new T-34 coming out from Vindicare, that really puts DevM behind now. He doesn't really have anything to fight us off now.
No, and he's just spent his manpower on an MG. So, no, he just cancelled it. He just cancelled it in the nick of time and is now building a pack because he can no longer afford to build P4s.
Ah, he's out of fuel, and he's getting his fuel harassed in the north as well by a newly produced conscript squad out from Vindicare. So he won't be able to build no P4s unless he reclaims this. But the T-34 is trying to chase these Vet-3 LMG-equipped grenadiers to stop them from going up there, to stop the conscripts.
He's trying to waste time here. He's just trying to delay this T-34 from base rushing him.
He's being very annoying with that squad, that's for sure.
There's going to be a pack out shortly. Here it is. Pack has arrived. So the counter has arrived to the T-34, but even so, it's no P4. It's just a pack.
No,
It's
yeah.
slow. It's sluggish.
Slow, limited firing arc, you know, it's not the same. But he's got to get something, and if he can't afford the P4 fuel-wise, at least he'll have the manpower to produce a pack.
I expect now DevM will hold off on building P4s and just wait until he can get himself a Tiger.
Yeah, the P4s are a little bit more expensive than the T-34 fuel-wise, so he has been spending a little bit more than Vindicare has been spending, and he's getting himself a second T-34 now, and you know, he's also guarding the top fuel with his current T-34 on the field against these Vet-3 Grens, which are just hiding behind the hedge here. It is, you know, if nothing else, really buying him the time. This T-34 is basically...
It is. T-34 is not doing anything, is it?
Yeah, it's just sitting there and it's being useless.
And he's afraid of the Grand Squad as well. He doesn't want to get Fausted.
He's trying to sit at long range to snipe it out right now. Probably not gonna work. DevM's just gonna go behind the hedge and hide again. Yeah, he's using attack ground now, trying to get them in the fog of war probably. But the Grens are just moving out of the way. So yeah, it is wasting a lot of time on that T-34. It could be dishing out damage down here in the south, for example, against these Grenadiers and Pyos capping away again. Because DevM is sitting on 2 out of 3 VPs yet again. Even though his army seems to be at least a little bit smaller than Vindicare's now. 3 conscripts. He's gonna get that second sniper again. Magic number of snipers maybe for Vindicare. He's got his competent engineer squad. One of the 45mm is still in his possession. He hasn't recruited the other one. And 2 T-34s now on the field as well.
Yeah, this is looking quite dicey, I'd say, for DevM. Even though, I mean, look at this, we've got 2 T-34s on the field now. One of them is going to go and be annoying inside the German base. And actually, it's just dropped an incendiary barrage on the HQ.
He's trying to polish off these infantry squads retreating back to the German base, the Vet-3 Grenadiers and the Sweeper Pios as well. The pack is in position now from DevM. He gets 2 nice hits off, but it is not fausted by the Grens yet, so it is fast enough to get out of dodge here now. Here comes the second T-34 for VindicareX moving in. It does get fausted. It actually runs over the Grenadier, holding the Faust in his hand. Exploding on impact, main gun destroyed. Here comes the second T-34 trying to circle strafe and decrew this pack gun. At the same time in the center, an off map from DevM. Is this strafe?
Bombs.
Oh, frag bombs. Maybe the strafe would have been better.
Maybe.
I think maybe he was attempting to get rid of the T-34 that was extremely damaged.
Yes, that's possible. It is just about limping away. Criticals all over the shop, but it will get away. This other T-34, though, still full health. He's going to have to find a way to deal with that.
He's going to get fausted here. It's at least going to slow it down, but the pack did get decrewed. The gun is still intact, so it can be recrewed by German infantry. It's going to be a rifle nade on the conscript. They move out of the way in the center. And the VP is in Vindicare's hands now, stopping the drain at 188 VPs remaining for the Soviet player.
I have been spotted.
Ooh, nice molly.
Well, P4 has come out. I thought DevM was going to wait for the Tiger, because he could have started building a Tiger roughly in about 30 seconds time, but instead he's gone for the P4.
Would he have enough fuel?
He would have, yeah, in about another 30 seconds, yeah.
Okay. Maybe that would have been a better idea, actually. Surely the 45mm would have nothing on a Tiger.
Yeah.
You'd imagine, at least, you know.
Yeah, you'd think so. I mean, it's struggling to penetrate this P4, so...
Yeah. Second Faust goes in on that T-34. It's just hanging out around or behind this church in the center. Here comes the P4 to finish it off right now. And there is only that 45mm on the field. He does have the T-34 that barely survived the previous engagement, but it still doesn't have its main gun back, so it can't go help out this damaged engine T-34 fighting off this P4 right now. Getting killed as well.
And there we go. It's another T-34 versus P4 trade. P4 emerges victorious, just about.
Ooh, but the 45 is moving up. It's not going to be able to get any shots off. However, the P4 is retreating up to the north. There is a new T-34 building for Vindicare, and the other one that had a main gun destroyed only has a damaged engine right now and will be fully repaired very, very soon. So it'll be 2 T-34s against 1 P4. Pack still not recruit either, so 2 T-34s versus 1 P4. I'll take that.
I think the T-34s are just outproducing the P4 in almost historical fashion. It just seems like DevM just can't build as many P4s as are necessary to deal with T-34s that just keep on coming.
He has yet to reclaim the fuel in the north. It's been cut off. It's not connected to Vindicare, but at least he's denying it for DevM, and DevM hasn't been capping it. He is prioritizing VPs right now.
I don't blame him. He's down to 150.
No, I mean, DevM is prioritizing to get... Because he had the sweeper pile up in the north.
Well, yeah, he's prioritizing VPs because he wants to finish the game.
He wants to win this game, and he gets 18-aided on the P4. No damage engine critical, however, so he didn't penetrate the armor of the P4. But the 2 T-34s are moving up north here now.
Yeah.
And the P4 is still very damaged, below 50% health. Sweeper piles are forced to retreat. At the same time, in the center, snipers, backed up by conscripts, find themselves a pack gun to steal.
This is not looking good for this P4. Good night and good luck. Oh, and a Pioneer gets finished off on retreat by the Soviet snipers as well. So now we are now Pioneerless with DevM. And
well, he's got nothing to repair anymore, so...
Well, that's true. Yeah, that's every cloud. He's actually building himself another MG.
I'm guessing he's out of fuel again?
Well, he's on 98 fuel. So he could afford a Stug.
For example, yeah. They're pretty okay against T-34s, but the problem is there's these 2 45mm now. One of them, Vet-3. And, you know, plenty of conscripts to damage the engine. which also affects the rotation speed, obviously, of the vehicle. Stug having the main gun being fixed. It's turretless. You don't want your rotation speed to be nerfed.
Well, it's back to just having an all-infantry army for DevM, and by all-infantry, I mean 4 squads and 1 MG. So he's facing an uphill battle at this point.
Yeah, there's going to be a third T-34. Soviet army just keeps mass-producing these things, and you know, eventually he won't be able to go anywhere on the map with these fast response tanks being mass-produced by Vindicare, just rolling around, trolling everything on the field right now. He's got 1 down in the south, 1 in the center being repaired, and this third one could go up in the north, and he could basically cover every single VP on the map. Yeah, and that would be game. He needs the VPs to win now. 152 remains for VindicareX. We have some Shreks on his P-grants though.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying a new tactic. Okay, the P4s haven't really worked. I mean, they have worked.
Yeah.
He wasn't able to produce enough of them to make it work. Like, you know, P4 for P4, they've probably just about made their cost back, but just about making your cost back obviously isn't good enough in this point.
Now the main problem is, even during the early game, DevM only went for the cutoff, I think twice maybe. Apart from that, Vindicare has had his fuel secured, and he's been able to keep producing these T-34s even after, you know, trading a T-34 versus a P4, which is still in his favor.
Oh, these P-grans are being left here to die. There
Yeah.
they go. He does lose them.
Oh,
Only after
Shrek
doing a lot of damage, though. He could finish off one of them.
This might be a killing Faust shot if he has enough munitions.
He does. There it goes.
Oh, destroyed engine. And the second one. It's going to take out one of the T-34s, but 2 still remain. There's 1 down in the south here, which helped the conscripts get rid of an MG guarding that southern VP. At the same time, the Grens are nabbing it in the north, and VET-3 LMG-equipped Grenadier squad forced off VET-3 conscripts in the north, so they will be taking that VP. So the drain will continue for now.
Is P. Here comes yet another P4.
Ooh,
But
another
DevM
P4.
is truly low on troops now. He is down to just 2 Grens and 1 P4, and that is it.
Yeah, he did just lose another Grenadier in the center to these T-34s. He's trying to take them out, but there's a stolen pack and a VET-3 45mm. Is he gonna... Is that a... I think he was trying to ram him. I heard the engine revving up, but nothing happened. Oh.
Pack from round the corner, curveball.
That's the most horrible thing ever, losing your vehicles to your own equipment.
It is a sickening feeling.
So the 2 snipers are moving up north here, trying to support their VET-1 conscript squads, comrades, and that's going to prompt an instant response after getting sniped here. This will stop the drain on Vindicare, and he's down to 135 VPs. DevM is trying his best, but that P4 didn't really deliver. He did a lot of damage to one of the T-34s. It's VET-1 right now, very low health, but it's just going to be repaired up once again. And with the pack on the field and that 45mm as well, he still has enough, even if there would be another magical P4 on the field right now.
Oh, look at this. It's another piece of stolen equipment in the form of an MG42 down here in the south.
It's going to be forced off by these 2 Gren squads. First, they got rifle-naded, a little bit too low health. He opts to just retreat instead of giving the MG back. He's going to lose the VP due to that, but he has the northern one. He's capping away with his country squad as well on some of the normal territories. His 2 snipers are in the center. Top getting that munitions point as well, and DevM is... His army is just too small compared to Vindicare's right now.
It is very small. I mean, he just built a pack for himself and another Gren. But of course, it's a VET-0 Gren, and he's going up against VET-3 conscripts.
Yeah, with Molotovs as well, and 18-8 and everything. It's gonna be a double molly here on the Grens.
Shoot back, comrades!
Nicely dodged off that rifle nade. So the Grens in the south are forced off by these two Vet3 country squads. They do get quite potent at Vet3.
Well, Pack's opening up. It might be able to nab one of these T-34s if he's lucky.
It did get fausted, it's slow. The Pack's not going to be able to get that thing.
Oh, it missed.
It missed.
Oh, and now the snipers come.
He might get a shot. No, he's gonna relocate the gun back to his space, most likely to be reinforced. The Soviet snipers are gonna use their sprint ability to get rid of this Pack.
Yeah, goodbye, Pack. Nice knowing you.
80 gun is silenced.
This is looking very, very dire now for DevM. I don't see any way out of this situation.
Nah, he's basically base pin right now. He's gonna
He
have
is
two
out of
snipers.
fuel, out of counters, and out of time.
Yeah, two snipers, two T-34s with a third one just being repaired up again. The Pack was decrewed and it's too far away from his base to be recrewed, and it's actually being destroyed by the T-34s from VindicareX now. He's trying one last hurrah down here in the south just to go for it. Go for the VP or something, which is 3 Grenadier squads, 2 Vet3 squads with LMGs, 1 unvetted squad which is going down south for the VP. But you know, these T-34 can just roll in here, get fausted, don't really care. He'll just get repaired up again. And it's an instant retreat from DevM.
I think DevM is going to have had enough, surely. I think he realizes the victory is out of his grasp. Because, of course, this is the 3rd game out of 3, which means that actually in this tournament, DevM will go home.
Yep.
Knocked out.
VindicareX progresses further into the tournament and DevM is knocked out. So he'll have to come back for the next tournament to try and qualify once again. But it was nicely played. I especially enjoyed the early game. And I did like the little bit of a... VindicareX never really looked like he was out of the game, but territory-wise he was not really in possession of that many resources. His income was pretty shoddy at times, and it looked a little bit so-so. But he managed to keep most of his valuable units alive, and that 45mm, they really worked for him, because the T-34s, the initial ones, the first 3 ones, they just outright went out and died on the field, you know, a lifespan of 1 minute maybe.
This is a real example of sort of Soviet manufacturing shown to be superior, because, you know, even though cost efficiency wise I think DevM was supposed to be doing better, for some reason it seemed like Vindicare was able to outproduce his opponent.
Yeah, he did manage to retain the fuel in the south, and he did take the fuel away from DevM in the north. It was decapped for a long time.
Well, all the same, it was a very entertaining game from both sides, who played very well. Do let us know your thoughts in the comments, and we will see you next time.
See you guys.